Hey guys, Henry here. What is up? I'm coming to you today with another video. Today's topic, what I want to talk to you guys about is how to manage and optimize your feedback loop, right? So as a sales organization, I work with many sales organizations around the country. Most sales organizations, for the most part, are familiar with the feedback loop internally, right? And what that is if they're bringing in lead flow and those leads are hitting their system and they're being worked, etc. Oftentimes the sales organization is going to keep dispositions for their internal knowledge, internal use of understanding for themselves, which leads are working out, which ones are not, right? So internally, they would track it back to the source of the actual traffic itself. The problem is they don't really have an idea as to the actual source of the traffic. Oftentimes, sales organizations are simply purchasing leads on a straight retail basis from lead gen agencies, marketing companies, some kid in the basement, of his parents' house that is generating leads and providing leads. There's a lot of different ways, right? So internally, they have an understanding of what is working and what's not, and the only thing that they can do at that point is simply kill off the traffic, right? Eliminate that lead source altogether, right? And then they have to go out and then they repeat the same process. They kind of go through the same cycle, that hamster wheel that is all too familiar for sales organizations. Who do we interview next to bring them on to see if their leads are a fit? And that can be problematic, okay? Real quick, I'm going to pause and quick reminder, go ahead and like this video and subscribe because I drop an awful lot of knowledge for sales organizations and I show you behind the scenes, behind the curtain into large scale lead gen and try to guide you guys on the way and the path to be most effective in all things customer acquisition. So go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. Moving on. All right, so we understand what a feedback loop is. And if you're an individual rep and you're just getting started in sales, it doesn't matter if it's like insurance, if it's solar, or whatever the case might be, right? Your hands are really tied because chances are you're not purchasing leads from any number of different lead gen providers, right? Maybe you're working with one. And because budget is tight. And so as the relationship progresses, the only thing that you can do is say whether it's working out or whether it's not. If it's not, obviously you're looking for a new lead gen provider. If you are a decent sized sales organization, however, or if you're an EPC that's just launching a sales arm and you're spending money online advertising, or whatever the case might be, chances are you have your eggs spread across multiple baskets. And that's a good thing. You want to spread your eggs. If you have the money, you want to spread your eggs across multiple baskets and see which basket is going to, hatch for you, I guess. Okay. So basically what I'm saying is, as you go through your feedback loop, you're determining which lead provider is sending in the best quality. However, right, you're oftentimes in the same boat. Oftentimes you can only kill off the lead source and go find a new one. I want to propose to you a different scenario, right? So for those of you that don't know, we're a rather large lead gen company. I work with hundreds of organizations on the sales side in multiple verticals, and we push an awful lot of leads, direct, retail, pay per lead to our buyers, right? But I also have a different system that I set up for sales organizations to control all things. The system is based around the ownership of a ping tree setup, right? And in the ping tree, right, I use it as a lead gen company and I install it into sales organizations for the benefit of their own internal lead gen, thereby eliminating retail price points that they're bringing in leads for. They're getting them at a much cheaper price, exclusive. They control their volume and they control their quality. The thing about the feedback loop, if you own the system, that's where the control of the quality comes in. Right? So if you can imagine for a moment, you're running the system, you're running the actual, the ping tree mechanism internally for the benefit of your own sales organization. You're ramping up your sales organization by spending less for exclusive leads coming in. And you're working with many different publishers and affiliates, right? Crowdsourcing a lot of traffic to feed your volume. And you can hit the gas or you can pump the brakes, whatever you want to do. Those relationships are your own. They're inside of your ping tree. They're integrated into your ping tree. So those relationships spend ad dollars on their own dime. When a lead has been captured on a landing page, Their system knocks on your system, your system returns a dynamic bid, and it acquires a lead for much cheaper. Now, your sales organization begins to work the actual opportunity, right? So when your sales organization works the opportunity, you're still wanting to keep your internal feedback loop, your dispositions, you're tracking this, right? Getting a weekly disposition report, and then you have an understanding of which publishers, which affiliates are providing the best possible traffic, because you know what is backing out for you on a cost of sale acquisition or a cost of appointment acquisition, right? You have key indicators to help guide your business. Further, if you own the system itself, you can track back to the actual source within a publishing network of who drove the traffic and what that traffic is, where it came from, etc., so that you could, in essence, direct more money towards that source of traffic because it's working out best for you. So the feedback loop is vital, right, to those that run Pinktree, right? Lead companies don't necessarily take your feedback loop and always optimize for you if you're buying retail on a direct post price, okay? But if you're operating in a Pinktree and you're returning dynamic bid and you're using and leveraging your own internal feedback loop inside of your own systems, then you actually can control in your system what comes in and what doesn't come in. Further, you can provide that feedback loop to the publishers so that they can optimize the traffic on their end to ensure that any low performing traffic does not come into your system. And what you do as a sales organization is every week you look for upticks. You look for upticks in profitability, you look for upticks in KPIs. And this is how the rising tide raises all ships if you own your own system internally, right? So all organizations typically are keeping a feedback loop. Most organizations, if they're purchasing on a pay per lead basis, right, they're keeping that feedback loop for their internal process of understanding so that they can kill off a marketing company and go find a new one, right? But if you own the systems internally, then you actually have control over that traffic. That's a huge difference. And that is the biggest difference to help an organization scale better, smarter, and faster, is the ownership of the mechanism that they can actually take actions upon their internal feedback loop to decide which traffic hits their system, right? And that is the benefit of the ownership of your internal systems tied to a feedback loop ran well, okay? If you're curious more about this, I have a bunch of links in the description. If you're interested to run a system like this, I'd love to talk with you, see if you guys qualify for that. Go ahead and you can find a booking link and some more information in the description. Go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be dropping a lot more for the benefit of you sales organizations, industry agnostic, right? Any industry that relies on leads as the lifeblood of their industry. If you're purchasing retail, there's a better way to do it with more control. And I really want you to understand that, so I'm going to be providing more and more of this, right? If you like this and you want more content like this, simply put a comment below, and I'm easy to find. Go ahead and hit the description, find the links, and connect with me, and I'm happy to help you out on your